What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Chasing HGX Podcast. I'm your host, Enfi, and today I have one of my favorite Urbix friends here at the office. He goes by Houston, Texas Toe, or Hugh Texas Toe. Bro, how do you pronounce it? I need some help.
Houston, Texas Toast.
Oh, so I said it right.
Or just Toast.
Okay, cool.
For short.
I was always confused because I was like, Houston, Texas Toast or Hugh Texas Toast.
Right.
I don't know if people get confused about that, but I know I did. So I usually just go, oh yeah, he's the homie Toast. But then when people start looking for you, it's like, oh, it's Hugh Texas Toast. Like, oh crap.
A little abbreviation there.
So we got the homie here in the building. Dope intro by Blaine. You can actually follow him on Instagram, and you can follow Houston, Texas Toast on Instagram at HOUTX Toast, on Instagram. So he's actually been a photographer and a DJ, born and raised in Houston, Texas. Then he left Houston, Texas. He just decided to say bye-bye to us. Moved to Denver, Colorado for 10 years, then moved back. I knew you were going to come back to the dark side, bro.
Oh, shit.
Moved back to Texas. He enjoys shooting street photography, landscape photography, and portrait photography, a bunch of bandos. And your photography name, it's Out of the Frame Photography, right?
Out the frame.
Out the Frame. So does that go with Houston, Texas Toast, or is that just different?
Yeah, that's sort of a little separate. Out the frame photography, kind of portraits and stuff like that.
Well, why did you do different?
I guess I wanted to keep it more with the business stuff for Out the Frame, and then kind of more exploring stuff, just kind of like with the personal.
So keeping 2 accounts?
Yeah, several accounts actually.
Damn, several accounts.
At this point, too many.
Too many to count.
Yep.
Man, I see you enjoying that. Second coffee, right? Second coffee.
Latte, yep.
Latte, man. I can't drink coffees at night, bro. I can't, no. I start getting like anxiety, so I'm learning just to like drink coffee in the morning and that's it. And I only can drink 1. Right. I've done 2 and I was like, watch, bro. Like I can't, like my body.
I got to space it out, if I'm not aware of my tolerance, like we were talking earlier, that caffeine overdose.
Yes, it was sort of worse.
That shit is real.
Yes. If y'all haven't witnessed caffeine overdraws or just overdose, then that's one experience I definitely don't want you to experience, man. That's just, it's horrible, man.
10 out of 10 do not recommend.
Yes.
Debilitating.
Do you think it's worse than a bad high?
It's up there. It's like, like if you do like edibles or something like that, and you take too many, it's like that. I feel like I'm having a panic attack, basically, and just things start shutting down, it feels like.
I hate that feeling, bro. I really do hate that feeling. So I know when I legit stopped, doing it, and then I didn't know about coffee withdrawals or overdose, and then I started drinking coffee like crazy, and I was like, wait, what the heck? I'm thinking of having like a bad high, and I was like, bro, I don't do this anymore. So having it as a coffee, I was like, I freaked the crap out, bro. And I had to go to the doctor because I was freaking out. I was like, yo, what's going on? And I was like, have too much caffeine in your system. And I was like, damn. It scared me, bro.
No, it's scary for sure. And then on the other side of it, the withdrawal, like if I wake up and don't have a cup of coffee or have some caffeine by like noon, just get this like migraine. Headache. Yeah.
I feel like we're addicted to it now. Or at least our body's addicted to it. Because I don't know about you, but have you tried going at least 1 month without not drinking coffee?
No, definitely not. Never.
I did that once because when I got that, I got scared, for the first time. I was like, I'm not drinking coffee. I was traumatized. I really was traumatized. Yep. And I was like, I'm not going to drink coffee. I did not drink coffee for a whole month. Bro, I kid you not. It was the worst month of my life because headaches every single day. Oh, yeah. Morning, to sunset, waking up, headache again. And I was like, no, I can't drink coffee. And then I was trying to replace it with tea. Yeah. And tea was just doing as much, and then I replaced it with water. And then I was like, yo, this is not working. So I legit had 1 month of withdrawals of caffeine, bro. Damn. I was like,
it's intense.
Yes, it was so intense. So after that month, I was like, I'm gonna give it a try. Drink coffee again. I could not finish my coffee. My tolerance just went out the window, and I was like, yeah, I'm already like wired up with just like small couple sips, and I was like, I try to stay like. Now I got back into drinking coffee like nothing, and I think it's pretty bad.
Do you drink soda at all?
Actually, I'm gonna be honest. That's a really good question. I know I'm drinking a soda right now.
Yeah, right.
But I don't actually. I think sodas for me, growing up was never like an issue. Like my parents never introduced us to like sodas as much, or like they allowed us to drink sodas, but they never really introduced us to sodas as much. And the only soda I was drinking a lot was Sprite. I love Sprite, but I would drink like a Coca-Cola, and I hate that feeling of like carbonation. Just
oof, yeah.
The bubbles, whatever. I was like, making burning my stomach or something. Yeah. So I just stopped, and then I remember I did went through a season in life where I was just buying nothing but Sprite through McDonald's.
That's a Houston thing.
You think that's a Houston?
The Sprite, yeah.
I was legit every single night. I was like, man, I'm carrying a Sprite, $1 McDonald's with a big drink. Yeah, let's do
McDonald's has the best fountain drinks.
You think so?
Yeah, like the way their Coke just kind of stings the back of the throat. It's like that the percentage of syrup, with the carbonation or whatever. They just have that special formula.
I feel that. No, I was actually thinking about that recently because I'm picky when it comes to like Sprite because I'm a huge Sprite fan. So when McDonald's or Whataburger give me like carbonated Sprite, I'm like, bro, this tastes like crap. Like it's just not good Sprite. But I feel like it's just like a hit or miss. But I honestly, I think who gives good Sprite will probably for me would be Wingstop.
No shit.
I don't know if you ever tried Sprite from Wingstop, but Wingstop, well, the Wingstop that I go to, always A1 on the Sprite.
Oh, nice.
I haven't gotten like a miss on them. I've gotten a miss on Taco Bell, McDonald's, Whataburger, Wendy's, KFC. Yeah.
Well, it's all about Taco Bell with the Mountain Dew, right?
Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
The Baja Blast. Bro, after y'all started promoting that, bro, going hard, just, fooling around, I started buying the Baja Blast. I got sick, bro.
Did you? See, I've always been a little more old school and prefer the original, traditional formula.
I was buying like the cold one. So I was like...
Oh, the freeze?
Yeah, the freeze.
Yeah.
And then my dog's like, what the hell you been doing to yourself?
Right.
I just been drinking that Baja Blast, you know what I'm saying? You know the vibes.
Baja Blast. Yep.
Bro, you just got back from Chicago, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, how
I did.
was that, bro?
Just epic. Legendary.
I'm sorry that I didn't go with you. I know you invited me.
Absolutely. And you know how these trips are. It's like, you'll go to a really cool city like Chicago or something that's really big. And, we're only there for, maybe like 5 days or something at the most. It seems like a lot of it's like weekend trips or, a 3-day weekend type thing. And so, there's just so much to do out there. And there's so much that we want to see that we just cram all this stuff in there. Sunsets, sunrises, just going hard with it during the day. And then, it's like a lot of times we won't even take a break, and then get back and just be kind of run down for like the next week or whatever, just trying to recuperate,
Dude, what'd you hit over there, bro?
So we did mainly roofs and bandos, and then we got in a day of street shooting.
Which one did you like best when you were over there?
What's that?
Like, which one did you prefer doing more?
Oh, like out of roofs and bandos?
Yeah.
Man,
that's a good question for you.
Yeah, it is. It's like I really kind of enjoy shooting both. Like,
But you had to pick, bro. You got to pick. You know what I'm saying? I got to put you under the butt, bro.
Oh man. I guess with Chicago, I'd have to say roofs. Just because the skyline's so epic. There's so many tall boys out there. Yeah. It's just sick. Skyline, man, it was just amazing. It's, I always know that it's, on Lake Michigan or whatever right there. But, I guess I always forget that the water's like right there
because we're not used
on
to
downtown, right? So they just really have it all out there, man. Tunnels, bandos, street.
I remember when I went to Chicago for the first time. I was like, man, I'm here in Chicago. I don't know what airport I landed on.
Yeah.
But I had to pay for that bus that takes you straight to Chicago.
Okay.
And so it was an hour drive.
I flew into Midway. And that's like right off the Orange Line. And so it was like a 20-minute train ride to the Airbnb or whatever. But yeah, I think that other one's maybe a little further.
Yeah, I was like, crap, we're still not here.
Dude, the Ubers, man, those were expensive out there.
For real?
Yeah.
I don't know if you do, but I feel like the Ubers there did not know anything about Chicago. For me, when I was asking, any good spots to eat in Chicago? They're like, I don't know, man, I'm just here.
Oh, right. Dude, yeah, that's funny you say that because our Uber driver he lived in Indiana. What? And he was like driving down to Chicago just to
work.
To work, yep. Man, just one thing about Chicago is, I kind of heard like a lot about it and seen a lot of shots and stuff from out there, but nobody told me about the spiders on the fucking roof. Yes. I mean, I'm talking big ass brown recluse looking. What's the other one? The Black Widow type looking spiders, minus the red hourglass. But just these savage looking spiders. I mean, everywhere. In the roof, all these crevices in the corners and stuff. But so I was like on this roof, and the ledge went out, and some of my friends were up on this like higher level. You know what I mean? And they kind of had a direct shot down. But for me to get like this shot that I wanted, I had to like cross over a couple. I mean, I guess like kind kind of, for lack of a better word, kind of like barriers or these like kind of different ledges, and had to step down. It was quite a bit of work, you know what I mean? And it was also like going out on this ledge that was just like a straight drop off, you know, where I was, it was like there was a lower level, but to get the shot, I had to go like all the way to this ledge, you know what I mean? And, you know, it was just like sort of like, oh yeah, this shot's cool from right here or whatever, you know what I mean? But I was just like, yo, you're in Chicago. If you want that shot, you got to get up and do it.
Yeah.
Fucking do it, you know? So
you saw the spiders there?
Yeah, I saw the spiders as I was like crossing over there. I mean, this entire roof, they were just everywhere, you know what I mean? And all the little corners and
I'll freak out,
bro. And then when I came back to Houston, I got this. You can still see it.
Oh wow!
Got this bite, and then it just spread this like almost like a rash on my arm. Just got all red, all itchy, and like, you know, I was like talking to one of my friends. I was like, spider bites. I was like, they don't have delayed reactions, do they? He's like, no. He's like, I'm pretty sure it's like immediate. You know what I mean? When you get bit, well, no. But then I'm sure it is. But when I looked it up on the internet, it's like, oh yeah, there's definitely a delayed reaction to insect bites, or there can be, you know. And it was like 3 or 4 days. So then, of course, I'm like freaking out and stuff. And like putting hydrocortisone cream on it and stuff. And then one night I'm like, do I need to go to the urgent care? What the, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like hearing horror stories about like having to get some limb amputated because some brown recluse spider goes unchecked for like 2 weeks, you know. But, you know, I was researching it. I think it's more like the kind of hardcore symptoms, you know, like fever, vomiting and stuff like that, where you gotta.
Did you get all that?
No. Yeah.
It was just your mind playing trick.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a huge rash, you know what I mean? It was definitely a bite from something, and it had 2 little puncture marks. So
oh wow, so I can see how that could be a spider.
Yeah, I think it was, man. I'm just wondering. And then
probably a baby one.
Well, the funny thing was, I was like looking at some shots from Chicago like a couple nights ago, and there was one where, you know, it was like a feet dangle or whatever, and I zoom in on it. I'm like, holy shit! I was like, you can see one of those spiders on my shoe.
What?
I don't know what happened to it, but yeah, I was like trying to kind of clear him out of the way with like my water bottle and stuff, like trying to make it over there. It was crazy.
I would not even like. I see spiders, I'm gonna leave, bro. I'm sorry. That's just me. I'm just like, damn, that's crazy. That's one thing I did come across, spiders. The other thing I came across was birds.
In roofs?
Yeah.
You got like the seagulls and stuff out there.
Come at you,
bro. That was that happened to us, and we were in Seattle one time, and we went out on this roof, and there was this like these seagulls, man, and they were like, I don't know, like. Just it almost sounded like they were barking or something, you know what I mean? Huh. You know, the noise they make or whatever.
I think one of the scary moments that I've witnessed on a roof was bats. Yeah, and here in Houston, I was on a roof and we're making noise, and the bats will come and will fly right in front.
Oh shit! Right.
So it's like they're going with the sound, and we're like, and he just wouldn't leave, bro. He was just
right.
I mean, I'm trying to like bite her. I don't know what he was trying to, but he would not leave us.
Damn.
And we're just like, I was freaking out. I was like, bro, I've never been like attacked by a bat before.
Yeah. Have you ever seen any other crazy animals that like bandos or anything like that?
Bandos, crazy, just evil cats.
Yeah,
probably.
What about dog?
Have you witnessed?
Yeah, we saw some dogs at a spot, or a dog.
Is that the one in Pasadena?
No, I think this was in Atlanta or Birmingham, and luckily one of our friends that we were with, she had like dog treats or like crackers or something like that. She's like a dog whisperer, you know what I mean? And just like it was a stray, you know, and it was like, you know, I think we startled it or something.
Gotcha. That being said, I did come across a female dog. She just had babies.
Really?
So, you know, when they have babies, they're angry. They're already. We were trying to hit this bando over there in Detroit, and I was like, man, I really want this shot. It was so cool. It was in school, and the cool thing is that somehow this school, it was a perfect day. The sun was hitting, so when the sun hit from the roof, it gave like light rays inside it. It was just amazing, bro. So we were trying to get in, and the dog thought they were trying to grab the babies. But we were just trying to get inside through the window that was broken. Bro, the dog decides to start chasing us, like, rah, rah, rah. And we're like, what the hell? And then we just see the grass just moving. And we're like, it was a group of 4 or 5 of us. And we're like, what the heck? You know, and then we just see the dog just jump at us. So we ran like crazy. Funny part was that the school bus, right? It was across the school. The school was abandoned, but there was another school over there. And the kids were coming off the school bus, and they just see us just running, bro, ducking it. Like, parents were just staring at us. We're just like ducking it, and they can just see the dog just rah, 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 just
chasing y'all off.
Bro, I've never ran so fast, because dogs run so fast. And then once we, dogs finally let us go, one of the moms came up to us. That was the funniest thing we've ever seen. I was like, oh my gosh, dude.
Damn.
we still went back, bro. We still went back. And I'm like, bro, we got to get the shot. And for me, I was like, I just flew over here just not to get a shot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we finally managed to get inside. The dogs were outside and we were chill. But I was like, so I did have an encounter. Oh, I actually did have another encounter with, I had an encounter with a SWAT dog.
What? Oh, shit.
Yeah. A canine dog. I'm sorry. A canine dog. It was in Chicago.
Damn.
Bro, it was in Chicago. You know those tunnels?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right.
So there was a fighting happening there, and it was like, man, he stole my something. It was just a stupid fight, and they were just going at it. And then 2 cops decided to come. Canine was coming. The canine dogs were coming. And then one of my friends had weed.
Right.
And I guess the dog smelled it. And he's like, just turned around, ignores the fight, and starts chasing it. Because the cops let the dogs go so they can, stop the fight. But instead of stopping the fight, they end up chasing us, bro. And we're like, what the heck? And so we ended up going inside the Chicago tunnel and running. And the dog was right behind us, bro. We're running so fast. And you already know in Chicago, like if the bus train just passes, you're dead. You know what I'm saying? You're like, so we like, dude, we need to make it to the half or whatever that we can, duck it and not get bit by the dog.
Right.
Like that was just like the most scariest thing that has ever happened to me in Chicago. It's like running just to get a photo on the ground.
Yeah.
I don't think it was worth it. I don't think it was worth it of us getting chased by the dog, but the photo itself, it always brings memories when I take it. I was like, bro, that was the day that I got chased by the dog.
Right. So did y'all like just outrun it, or y'all were?
We outrun it, yeah. We outrun it. Just took off. Oh, and then when we were there, bro, the trains were passing by left and right. You know what I'm saying? And there was like a booth where the security stands there just to make sure the security wasn't there. But we were right in front of it on the trails, just taking photos. And then the security decides to come, and he's like, "Hey!" And I was like, "Oh man!" So Julian runs straight inside the tunnel because now we can get on the tunnel and run up to the stairs. Yep. And me and my boy, we decided to run up the stairs, like meaning like where they do the mechanical work and stuff. Okay. So we're hiding there. It's like, I know you're there. I know I saw you. And if you get caught,
dude, they don't play around with that.
Play around. And I was freaking out. That was my first time doing like tunnel running, tunnel run, whatever. Right. So I'm like freaking out. I'm like, man, I'm about to get arrested. This is gonna be federal. Like, I'm about to tell my parents that I'm not coming back to Houston. Like,
had to bond out and all that.
Bond out. And then I was freaking out. I didn't know what to do. When you're in that moment, it's hard to think. It's hard to like calm yourself down. And I was trying to call Julian, like, bro, I need some help, bro. So what he does, finally the security comes down because the train was coming, and the security goes inside the booth, and then Julian goes. He's like 6'5", bro, 6'10". He's tall. And he comes and he locks the
What? He locked them in there?
He locks the door with his own body, bro. He locks it with the handle, and then he puts his whole weight on the door. And he's like, I need you to run now. So we're coming down from the upstairs, getting down, then we're running towards the office, and he sees us like, hey. So he goes to the door, and he tries to push the door open, and June's like, I can't hold him too much longer. You better run. So we're running, and like when you jump down, it's a huge jump back up. So we're like trying to put ourselves up, and we're running. I can't hold it much longer. And we're just like, hold on. Finally, we get on the rails. He's like, all right, I'm gonna let him go. Once he let us go, he starts chasing us, and then the train decides to pass by and stops. Opens the door. We jump on the train. He takes off, and he's like, man, the door. And we're like, bro, we just got lucky.
Pretty clean getaway at the end, it sounded like.
Dude, it was so clean. We're freaking out. We're like, we're just.
Yeah.
And ever since then, we're like, bro, that picture just brings so much memories. It was like blocking the security from not us getting caught. And then,
hell yeah.
And then my friend decides to like, bro, we need to go back. I left my gloves there.
What?
And I'm like, bro, we ain't going back for no gloves. Bro, I paid like $100. I don't care where
you're on your own with that one, buddy.
For real, just like, I'm not going back. Even Julian was like, nah, man, I ain't going back. It's like, you can go by yourself. I'm going to go by myself. He gets out of the room and comes back in like 5 minutes later. Yeah, man, I'm not going to go. That's probably one of the crazy experiences that happened to me in Chicago.
Yeah, that's wild.
You have any other crazy experience for you?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of crazy stuff. I mean, this isn't so crazy. This is kind of funny, and it's just kind of a short story. But you were talking about the dogs and stuff, right? Yeah. And it reminded me of kind of when I first started kind of going out climbing and stuff like that. Like, so the first stuff I started doing was cranes. you know?
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
like even before I did any roofs or anything like that, was cranes. Yeah, you know, I think I was like sort of looking for bandos, you know, and couldn't really find any in the beginning, you know what I mean?
It's hard, bro.
Yeah, right. You know, it's like it's that type of thing where you kind of got to develop the eye for it, you know. And back then, I didn't really know any other shooters or anything, so I'm like hanging out with just kind of like normie friends or whatever, and getting them to go with me. And you know, so I was doing like a lot of sites back then, and you know, this is probably like, you know, my fifth one or something like that. And
Damn, fifth crane?
yeah, you know. And I mean, because I remember the first time I did a crane, I was kind of like hooked, like right then and there, you know what I mean, and started doing them. I mean, I would do any of them, you know what I mean, even if they were only like, you know, not even that tall, and they weren't even in downtown, you know. I just like go climb them and, you know, shoot them or whatever, you know.
It's like a mini playground.
Yeah, you know. And so you know, I got my friends with me, and my one buddy sort of had like a little bit of a criminal history, you know, and so he was pretty spooked about going out and like exploring and stuff. And so we're like, you know, driving by the site, and like, you know, it's a pretty tall one, like over in the med center or something like that. And
Pretty tall.
yeah, right. And so we're like making the block, you know, driving around, sort of looking for a point of entry and all that. And you know, they got the chain link, you know, fence around the perimeter and everything. And so we're driving by in the car, and he's like, oh hell no. He's like they got a guard dog there. He's like, man, he's like, fuck that. I'm not going in there. And I'm like, and I felt like he brought it up earlier in the night. I'm like, dude, they do not have guard dogs at these sites, man. That's like too much of a liability if like someone wanders in there and they get, you know, bit up by the dog. They're not gonna have a guard dog at the site. And you know, and I have heard of different places, you know, that they do have them, but I've never seen it personally, like at a construction site, guard dogs, you know what I mean?
I've seen them in bandos.
Yeah, right, bandos and stuff like that, for sure.
Caretakers having the guard dog just walking around.
Exactly, you know. And so my boy's like freaking out, thinking there's like this guard dog going on, and I'm like, make the block. And so our other buddy drives us around, and like when we finally get around, it's like some just random like neighborhood dog, and there's like a big old gap in the fence, and it like wandered in there, and we like get up there, and then it like runs off back into the neighborhood and shit, like,
bro.
But it was like, and I was like, there's no guard dog at the freaking construction site.
So you've been finding your purpose in photography, to meeting new people and developing your own unique style of photography. Is that when you get your rush? Is that how you like gives you that push to become a better photographer, or how do you get that inspiration?
Yeah, you know, definitely work in progress. Mm-hmm. You know, but for me, it's I guess I would consider myself like a photographer first. And sort of an explorer second, you know what I mean?
Why is that?
I don't know. I mean, I guess, you know, I got into exploring through photography. Okay. And so...
But weren't you exploring before photography?
Not so much, man. I mean, it really sort of started, you know, trying to find graffiti and stuff like that, like way back in the day, you know, just going and looking for pieces and stuff like that and taking pictures of them, and then, you know, getting a camera years later, like my first DSLR, you know, picking that up and just...
What was it?
Nikon. 3400.
What?
Bro. I love that camera.
He's like, I love that camera.
I love Nikon, man. I felt it was like a great entry level camera, and I did really like it, you know.
What'd you like about it, bro?
I don't know. There wasn't much that I didn't like about it, you know. I felt like it was really user friendly. Okay. You know what I mean? I felt like it was sharp, definitely affordable. The glass and stuff.
It was definitely affordable.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's entry level and stuff like that, but like all the glass that I got for it was affordable. I guess with the Nikons, you know, you can switch the lenses out between the you know, DSLRs and the SLRs, right?
You're talking to someone who does not know anything about Nikon. I mean, I can get down with Canon, Sony, you know, all
just
that.
not Nikon, huh?
It's not a Nikon, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I think I'm just like one of those instigators.
Yeah. Well, let's hear it. Well, I mean, for me, the thing is like I'm looking at cameras, you know, kind of entry level stuff, and my cousin's like, hey, I got a DSLR for you. I have a Canon Rebel, and I was like, bro, there is no way that I'm shooting with a camera called a Rebel. That is not happening,
bro. I shot with the Canon Rebel. That was my first camera.
It just turned me off so bad.
Why?
Just the name of it. I don't know. Rebel. It just sounded corny.
I mean, but what we do is we're being rebels.
I know. It's just something about it. it turned me off to it. And I'm like, I think I'm going Nikon, you know, and sort of, I mean, glad I did. I mean, I don't shoot Nikon currently, you know.
I actually thought you were shooting Canon.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, I thought you were shooting Canon. You're a DJ.
Yeah.
You're still a DJ now.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the photography stuff is, you know, sort of taking priority, you know. But yeah, man, I got into DJing like a long time ago, like in probably my junior year of high school.
Oh, wow.
You know, listening to like screw tapes and stuff like that, like way back in the day, man. And just like hearing him cut it up, chop it up and stuff, and just being like, damn, it sounded just so sick. You know, I was like, I want to do that, you know. And buying turntables and stuff. And then that was sort of one of the, you know, kind of motivators for me to move to Colorado. Yeah. Was like, you know, I was DJing out here. I was like, I just want to go to a new city, had family out there, and just sort of dove into like, you know, the hip hop scene out there, you know what I mean? DJing and stuff like that.
So you did all your DJing mostly over there in Colorado?
Yeah, a lot of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what got you into DJing?
You know, I've always been into music, you know what I mean? Just had a kind of really strong connection to, you know, listening to music and stuff like that. You know, I was in band like in middle school and high school. Yeah, just like...
What you play?
Percussion.
Hey.
Yeah. I mean, and you know, the thing is like I never really got into my like, I guess, you know, my groove with the percussion stuff, you know what I mean? Like I never was too crazy about it. But the thing was when I started DJing, I picked that up like mixing and beat matching and stuff like that. I picked that really quick because of all the sort of, I guess, some of the theory and stuff that I had learned through the percussion stuff applied to turntables. And so I felt like it just, the DJing stuff came really you know, just super naturally and just, yeah, I got all into it, you know, buying records, collecting records.
Wow. So you went the old school way.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's the only way to go, in my opinion, you know what I mean?
I feel that.
And of course there's tons of ways to do it now, you know.
And how many turntables you had? You had two or?
Yeah, I mean, always two, you know what I mean? But we used to set it up like, you know, we have the little home studio in Denver and we'd have like 5 or 6 tables set up with like 5 or 6 different DJs and like,
that's so
you know,
dope.
one person would be like scratching drums and another person on a melody, one person on a bass line. And,
okay.
You know, we get, yeah, man, like a scratch band, like turntablism type stuff.
That's dope.
Yeah, man, it was, you know, a lot of fun and been trying to get back into it. I mean, I didn't even like get back into it, just been like cutting a lot at the house and stuff and buying more records and stuff like that. So.
Did you ever do DJ battles?
Yeah, absolutely.
Those are the best. I don't know. I actually go on YouTube and look up like DJ battles.
Oh yeah,
DJ scratch battles, bro. Those are so sick.
No, for sure. They're a lot of fun. I mean, yeah, and I definitely did some battles and stuff, but I wasn't like great at them. But one of the things that I really enjoyed doing was DJing for b-boy battles.
Oh, word.
You know what I mean, spinning the tracks and just seeing the b-boys go off and shit. Bro, I think
that is so cool. I'm pretty sure you killed it. You know, you were just going ham on that, bro.
Yeah, man. We get super into it, you know, just doing the mixtapes and, you know, shows and stuff like that, opening up for MCs and other like hip hop groups, doing,
that's crazy.
You know, some college radio stuff up there, independent radio in Boulder, Colorado.
You were definitely in the scene, bro.
Dude, I was, yeah, man. Just like with any of this stuff like photography or, you know, the DJing, I just get like super, kind of like hyper into it, you know what I mean? Just kind of like dive right in and just, I mean, that's kind of what more than an interest or a hobby or a passion, it's just like, you know, becomes my life. And it's just like my focus is just everything kind of goes into that, you know?
I feel that.
I'm not that great. I don't think it, you know, I kind of struggle with that, like that balance, you know what I mean? It's just kind of, when I get into this stuff, it's like that where all my energy goes, you know?
So like that transitioning from Colorado, being a DJ, coming to Houston, did that get you into photography? How did you stumble into that? Because I know you said you got a camera, you know, Nikon and all that.
Yeah.
But like, what made you pick it up? You know what I'm saying?
Well, so it was like, I originally kind of got into photography in high school. I have an older cousin that's like 7 years older than me. And, you know, I've always like looked up to him and, you know, he's kind of always had a big kind of influence on my life and stuff, you know, especially when I was younger, you know. I would just like kind of really get into a lot of the stuff that he was into, like music and stuff like that. And he was in college when I was like going into high school. And so he was taking photography courses, you know, black and white, 35 millimeter stuff.
Damn. Film?
Yeah, film stuff in college, you know. And so my 9th grade year, you know, they offered a photojournalism course.
Oh, wow.
So I took that and that was sort of my introduction to photography, you know, and then was like on yearbook staff for a couple years.
Damn, yearbook staff.
As well. I know, man. It never, you know, it wasn't really my thing, you know what I mean? I think I just really did it to continue being able to, you know, shoot and like develop and print my own stuff. You know what I mean?
Damn, so you started with film first? That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's dope. And the fact that you took a class, it was a class, right?
Yeah.
Is it dope to take classes? I've never taken classes, so I don't know that experience. Like, you think it's worth it? Or?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, for me, it was like, learning all that stuff. I mean, especially kind of like the developing and the printing stuff. That stuff was like really rewarding and a lot of fun to learn about. I feel like when I did pick up a DSLR for the first time, all that stuff I had learned, really kind of helped me out, just as far as like kind of the basics and stuff like that. I didn't have to go out and like learn that stuff. I already knew about aperture, shutter speed, and all that stuff. So
did you know about Instagram when you were starting or not?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Well, you were not a photographer, right?
Well, like, I guess Instagram, I first got on Instagram, just doing like little photography stuff with my phone, you know what I mean? Posting a lot of music stuff on there. There might even still be some music stuff way back in the feed there, you know what I mean? Yeah. Yep. But taking pictures and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Even when I, wasn't shooting film and stuff like that, just like point and shoot stuff or like with my phone, you know what I mean? And I think that's sort of what happened with a lot of us or a lot of people that I talk to, sort of like, shooting on our phones and stuff like that and seeing other things and being like, man, I want to take this to the next level type thing.
You haven't decided to go back to film?
I mean, I do have a film camera.
Okay.
I like shooting film and stuff. I just, sometimes it seems like, I guess if I shoot film, I want to shoot it like do the whole process, you know what I mean? Like,
okay.
Because like, I know a lot of people that shoot film, they'll,
send it to develop.
Yeah, and then they get it back and it's all digital format, you know what I mean? It's like, if I shoot film, I want to get the prints and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And I mean, I guess you got to have it a digital format to post it, right?
That's a really good question because I feel like now, I'll just talk about myself.
Right.
When I want to get it developed, I want to post it already, So
yeah.
I don't know if that's or just a habit, you know what I'm saying? Because I know before Instagram, they didn't care about posting. They just cared about showing it to their friends as a hard copy. Like,
right.
Oh, look at this photo I took, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, now it's like, instead of showing it to your friends, hard copy, you're like, let me just post it on Instagram and
right.
see how many likes I get or how many comments I get, you know what I'm saying? So I know I was in that type of scenario when I was starting. I matured over the years in you as well.
Sure.
I've seen you grow from where you started to now. You're just killing it, bro. Like, you're definitely killing it.
Thanks.
I think one of the guys that I know in Houston is definitely still going at it, you know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people did kind of stop.
Right.
Or they didn't stop, but they kind of like moved on to their own style. They finally realized what they enjoy shooting.
Right.
They're just like, all right, cool. I just want to do this now.
Yeah.
I still feel like I still enjoy urbex and roofs,
Oh, man, yeah.
I think I enjoy bandos more than roofs, though.
Right.
I really do. I don't know. Something about abandoned buildings just brings peace to me. It reminds me of like, it's abandoned. It was forgotten.
Yep.
It's lonely,
Yeah.
And so I'm like, and it's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I see it as a human in a sense, like myself. Like, I might feel lonely, I might feel sad, but I'm still beautiful on the inside. So it just gives me hope that it's still there. But I don't know. It's just a weird way of seeing it. So to me, bandos just, I don't know. It speaks more to me than what roof would do.
Absolutely. And I feel like they're really challenging to shoot, you know what I mean? Just because of the lighting and stuff like that. Where, I mean, I feel like with the rooftop, you can, go to the ledge and pull your phone out and get a banger, you know what I mean? With like a 6 Skyline, whereas, yeah, and I mean, obviously the more goes into it than that, you know what I mean, with the creativity and stuff. But the bandos, the bandos like definitely sort of have that, just kind of like what you're touching on, that kind of timeless feel to it and the history and stuff like that, I mean, same thing with the roofs though, you know what I mean? You got all these different buildings and, a lot of people are like all the years and, the different styles.
You can say, yeah, man, I've been on top of that. I hit that building, Not a lot of people can say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh no, man, you didn't go up there, bro. Check my story or check my Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Like, check my phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it can come as a bragging rights in a sense, but also I can see it as like, dude, I did that. Like, and to me, it's a mental health thing. Like, I have to train my mind like, hey, you're gonna go altitude, you're not used to being this high. For me, I have to train myself. It's like, hey, everything's gonna be okay. Enjoy it. And I don't know how your mind works, but that's why I always have music on.
Like for the roofs and stuff?
Yeah, just to calm myself down for my nerves and everything.
Right.
Yeah, dude, I get scared, bro. I get scared being, bro. The reason why I do it is I can overcome my fear.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, I'm shaking, bro. I'm like, crap, I'm legit.
Like what, while you're up there?
Yeah.
Oh, no shit.
Yes, that's why I have music on, just to calm myself down because I'm shaking. It took me a minute just to get comfortable with the roofs.
Kind of how it was for me. Like I've always sort of, when I was younger, been like really scared of heights. You know what I mean? Had a fear of heights and stuff like that. To the point where, like, I don't know if I call it vertigo, but getting those symptoms, you know what I mean, of just kind of like
sweaty hands,
almost like kind of spinning and stuff, not being able to concentrate. And yeah, it took me like a long time get comfortable doing certain things, I guess, on roofs. You know what I mean? It did take a while, and there's still stuff I'm not comfortable with.
For everybody who sees your work and sees my work, I'm pretty sure you get the DMs and I get the DMs of like, hey man, let's go hit a roof. And then I don't know about you, but I'll check their Instagram to see if they're legit. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be like, dude, you're just there smoking pot, throwing somebody.
Oh, right.
I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna take you to the.
Yeah, hell no. Yeah, it's not even so much that. It's just more like where. You know what I mean? Okay. They're like, how do you do that or whatever? Like, anytime like I've reached out to somebody, it's been more like, yo, what's up? You want to shoot?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's sort of how I've always looked at it. Like if someone, wants to shoot, I'm like down to shoot with like anybody. You know what I mean? Not necessarily like go do crazy roofs and stuff like that or whatever, but just like link up and go shoot. You know what I mean? And I mean, I always felt like that was kind of a better way to maybe go about it than just like asking for spots or, how you did that or something like that. It'd be like, let's link.
Your parents are really supportive about what you're doing. That's the cool part because I did meet your parents.
Right.
The last showcase that I hosted, the Influence Showcase Volume 3. And I had the privilege to speak to your dad. Yeah.
Right.
And I was like, damn, this boy, the daddy, is really supportive.
Right.
That's so cool, man. How does that feel being supportive?
Oh yeah, man, that's it's really great. You know what I mean? Super, grateful to have them in my life and stuff like that. And just, the support and love they show is,
and they know what you do. That's
yeah.
Thing. Like my parents, they know what they do. And they're like, nah, fam.
Freaked out.
Yeah, you need to get out of that. Like,
yeah, I mean, I think it's just sort of one thing, just, some of the stuff that I used to be into when I was younger, I put them through
so much hell.
Yeah, man, some stressful stuff that I think, once I kind of got away from some of that stuff, it was like a relief, to a certain extent. And they know it's something that I'm super passionate about, you know what I mean? And just something that, I find extremely rewarding and get a lot from, So yeah, man, they're great. They've been extremely supportive in that regard.
Does your dad is into music as well?
Yeah, both my folks, you know what I mean? I feel like that's sort of where I kind of music bug or whatever, as a kid, being around them and them playing, records and stuff like that.
That's
and
crazy.
I
feel like for me and my future kid, that's what it's gonna be like, just playing records and stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up with music. Actually grew up music is bad. Yeah, dude, my parents were like really culture. Now they're not anymore. They're more chill and laid back.
Right.
Like for me, breakdancing was like a sin, bro.
Yeah, right. Some super rebellious type thing.
Rebellious thing.
Yeah.
And to me, that was like my escape route, and so dancing all my life. And then now they support me as a photographer. They're like,
nice.
We like this. It's more calm, more chill. You're not breaking a bone or something,
Yeah, and I can definitely see that aspect of it, Seems like a lot of the kind of some of the younger guys that I know that, explore, have like gotten into exploring, like, some of their parents, man, just like completely freak out about it, And like I get it, you know what I mean? It's illegal and dangerous, a lot of aspects to it, but like sometimes I think they need like a little perspective or something. It's like, man, when I was their age, I was running around doing like crazy shit, you know what I mean? And it's like, this is like, kind of pales in comparison, Sometimes I've been like, man, you're kid could be all strung out or something crazy, you know what I mean?
Who are the first people you met on Instagram that were shooters?
My roommate, Philip, he was kind of one of the first guys that I met at a meetup and stuff, kind of in the kind of earlier days, you know what I mean?
No, I remember when I invited Philip to a band though, bro. He took a major L.
What? Oh, shit.
A major L, bro. I was already inside with one Cuban inside of a school, and we made it in, right? And we're like, our lights were on, water was on, it was working good. It was a band that was gonna get destroyed. It was already halfway destroyed. And Philip was like, yo, where you at? And he was like, we're inside of a bando. Dom was there, and all the other cats were inside. We're already inside taking photos. And he's like, let me come. I was like, all right, cool, but you gotta be fast.
Oh, fuck.
That's what I said. You gotta be fast, because this is on the neighborhood playground, and people can see. And next to it, there was a public park. This is when we knew that Philip cannot jump a fence.
Oh, right.
But it was like a really high fence, so like, yeah, I understand because it was hard for me too. But did not take an L like he did, you know.
Oof, yeah.
So he jumped the fence and he landed flat, straight face to the floor.
Oh,
bro.
no.
But he got up like nothing. Like it was like a bouncy ball, like boom. And he just got out and just ran and booked it. And I was like, I opened the door for him. But I feel so bad for him. I was just like, oh man, and even to this day, I still feel so bad.
Yeah.
Like,
that must have been in the early days, man, because I feel like he's much more, kind of nimble. And...
Yeah. It was definitely on the early days.
Yeah. Right. Man, I always feel like that's sort of a recipe for disaster, though. Is doing that whole thing, like people coming in at different times, like already being there, and then somebody like, hey, let me roll through, you know what I mean? And then they pull up and having to, I don't know. I'd rather just kind of go in all at once. You know, kind of.
I think that also goes with roofs. You know, it's like, let me go up. It's like, well, I'm not gonna go back down and pick you up.
Yeah, right.
Like you can try to get yourself back up.
Go down there. Yeah, I'll let you in through the roof door.
Yeah, right. Just find yourself up here. You know, you're right. Because when I used to do band, I still do. I'm sorry. When I used to, I don't know what I'm saying. When I did bandos and people were like, "Hey, you're inside," I was like, "Yeah, man, just come in." And like, well, how do I get in? I was like, bro, it took us forever to get inside, and I'm not about to go like outside just to go get you and then go back in. Like it was hard for me to not get caught and then go inside. So I totally agree when it comes to that.
Right.
So yeah, you were telling me earlier with the phone that you were going to rehab, right? I also started getting help. I went there because I was getting anxiety and depression, and then my depression was becoming really severe, and to the point where I just didn't want nothing to do with life. I was just really like a black and white person. Just had no feelings, bro, no emotions. I was just ready to quit everything, and just not care about it. And my girl told me like, you need some help, and that's when I don't know why that just you need help. Like I've had other people, hey, you should get some help, but it never really clicked to me until my girlfriend just, hey, you need some help. It was just that simple, and I was like, it just hit me. I was like, damn, you're right, I do need help. Like I'm seeing all the success that I've gotten, like, and I don't say I want more, but like I want to keep pursuing photography. You know? So I need to take care of my health. And then I see like other celebrities like Kevin Hart, he works out every single morning to take care of his health because he knows that, hey, I need to take care of my health in order for me to be Kevin Hart.
Sure.
And I was like, all right, cool. So got my first therapist. Did not like her. Third day I fired her, bro. I kid you not, I did not like her. She's like, she just did not help at all, bro. She just wanted to take my money.
Oh, dang.
She's like, so how can I help you? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I'm here because I need help.
Yeah, right.
That was just weird questions they were asking me. So, are you addicted to this? And I was like, no. I was like, okay, cool. So how like, why are you here? How can I help you?
She almost like kind of put you on the defensive, like even before you got started type thing.
And I'm like, what do you mean? I read your resume. You said and the resume says I've been a therapist 30 plus years professionally. Then you should know how to treat a client that it's not used to having a therapist. So yeah, it would be understandable if you were new to it. I'm like, all right, cool. I can, right. But 30 years, no kind of question you should ask right away instead of just like, hey, why are you here? Or like, how can I help you? And it's just like, bro, I'm just...
Well, especially for your first time, you know what I mean? Because I know for myself, just kind of being hesitant, you know what I mean? Having those reservations and stuff like that. And definitely having those experiences where, not necessarily clicking or it being the right fit with somebody that's trying to help, so maybe
I don't trust you, bro.
Yeah, right. Straight up.
You expect me to open up right away? I was like,
yeah,
I don't trust you. Therapy was going to be for 1 hour.
Right.
She only did it for 30 minutes.
Oh, damn.
And then, I kid you not, bro, she was looking for questions to ask me.
Oh, what?
On Google because she was wearing glasses.
What?
And I can see the reflection.
No way.
Yes, I can see the reflection on her glasses.
Googling questions,
bro. That's when I knew, like, what the?
You must have like thrown her for a loop, man. Like, she's lost.
She's lost, but. Before the therapist, you have to write all what you're, they ask me, what are you looking into getting out of this? And then what are you dealing with and what causes this to deal with? Yeah. So I wrote my information down. Sure. So I think she should have a really good, like, oh, I know what this guy's dealing with instead of like, hey, how can I help you? And I was like...
Yeah, well, it's like, didn't I just... tell you all that with man, I always hated that, especially as a kid going and to a therapist or psychologist or whatever, and they'd have those forms, man. You know what I mean? Just every time I'd get just so frustrated with that stuff. I'm like,
You're still taking therapy, right? Or you're taking rehab?
Well, yeah, man. I mean, I have, I've struggled with addiction since I was like a teenager.
That's
you know what I mean?
Teenager?
Yeah, man. In high school and stuff. That's how I like got into the DJing stuff. Honestly, was I got in some trouble with drugs and stuff. Had some legal consequences, and had a lot of time to myself, and had sort of stopped doing some of that stuff, and so got turntables and stuff like that, and
to distract you from not doing drugs. That was just like.
It was kind of like, probably
mixed together.
A little bit of that, but it was like, I'm trying to do something kind of healthy here, something positive. I kind of got this money, and I was on like house arrest for like the summer or whatever type thing. Yeah, man, it was pretty intense. You know what I mean? Kind of like huge consequences for me from my drug use, kind of like early on. You know what I mean? And so that was something that I was extremely passionate about, even just getting into it, and the passion was always there, but like kind of for me, just probably with, most addicts is like, whatever it was, you know what I mean? Like moving to a new city, you know what I mean? It's like, that stuff was always like sort of a distraction, you know what I mean? It was like a Band-Aid, you know what I mean? It's like, I never got treatment for my addiction when I was young, you know what I mean? And there was plenty of opportunity to, but I just, I wasn't ready to get help, you know what I mean? Sort of like you're saying, coming to the point where I was able to surrender, you know what I mean? And just be like, man, I got to get help. My life is just a fucking mess, you know what I mean? Really like led me to getting back into photography, you know what I mean? Was I got sober in 2016.
Congrats, bro.
Congrats. Thank you. Yeah, thanks, man. For the first time, like really ever, you know what I mean? Because like, I had to go to treatment and stuff like that, and just kind of really address some of these issues that had been affecting me. For my entire adult life, and when I was younger too,
Were your parents concerned about that, or like trying to get you help, and you were just saying,
yeah, man, I think they saw the kind of red flags and the signs, and and when you're when I was that young and having that big of consequences already starting to happen, I think it was pretty obvious to.
Because I remember the first time I picked up my first drug.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, no, for sure. I remember it was kind of, like just kind of social stuff like that, being a teenager, you know what I mean? And kind of not, knowing my place exactly, and, trying to fit in, stuff like that, you know what I mean? And, start smoking weed and stuff like that. And, it kind of definitely smoothed out a lot of that kind of social anxiety or just anything that was kind of like bothering me, you know what I mean? For the longest time, it was a solution, until it wasn't anymore.
I know a lot of people say smoking weed is the gateway to drugs. I personally don't believe that, but I think it all has to do with the person. You know? Because I personally don't believe that weed is addicting.
Right.
I do believe that it is a high that people can crave. Like, oh, I just want to get high again.
Right.
And then they just get to the point of your high tolerance, like, oh, I'm not getting high anymore. So to them, I feel like, all right, let me go find another drug that can help me get more higher or feel the same way that I used to feel.
Yeah, I definitely think it's kind of with the individual, you know what I mean? If you take someone like, that's an addict or whatever, and they start like smoking weed, it very well could lead to like, harder drugs and stuff like that, It's sort of the things that I would see with weed, I guess like in myself, you know what I mean? Is like when I wasn't doing harder drugs, I just like go back to like smoking weed and stuff. I'd just be kind of in this like fog, you know what I mean? This is kind of like haze, you know what I mean? And, looking back on it, I realized that I stopped enjoying weed like a long time ago, you know what I mean? Just because of what it would do to me, kind of like, I just get all in my head. I'd get super paranoid. I'd be thinking weird shit. I just like wasn't comfortable in my own skin, you know what I mean? Gotcha. But because I guess I had like sort of associated it with those, early days of smoking in like high school and stuff like that, and really enjoying it, you know what I mean? That like, I guess I was sort of like, sort of continuing to chase that in a certain aspect,
So you don't smoke now, right?
Yeah, no, for me, it's really, kind of black or white, kind of all or nothing,
That's good. But it took you a long time, right? Just to get to this point of just black and white,
man. No, it has taken me a while. My like, drug of choice is like opiates, you know what I mean? So that's something I've struggled with for a long time. And even after I got clean, you know what I mean? I think I got to a point where I was like, kind of that was like my problem was with some of this harder stuff. Let me try like just smoking some weed here and there. You know what I mean?
Did that like trigger anything after you went clean and you because you said you went clean and then you smoke a weed here and there? Did that trigger anything to go back to it or?
Oh hell yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for me, it'll just probably be a matter of time before I'm back doing other stuff. You know what I mean? So that's why I really choose to
stay away from
abstain from it all, alcohol and weed and just kind of any of that stuff. You know what I mean? Is best for me. But yeah, man, it's not something I've spoken about publicly before, and I haven't even really put it out there like on social media. Always sort of been really kind of hesitant to discuss it for like whatever reason, you know what I mean? I guess because there's like still so much stigma with kind of addiction and the mental health stuff, you know what I mean? But like,
dude, it's September. It's legit.
Is it like suicide awareness?
Yeah, suicide month, right? Awareness, man.
Yeah, man, and I've had family members commit suicide and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's something that's really important, and I mean that's one thing that I do, like, you know what I mean, like that I feel like that we see a lot more lately with kind of social media being where it is today is the awareness, you know what I mean, and sort of that stigma slowly starting to kind of, I don't want to say go away, you know what I mean, because there's still a lot of stigma to it, but it's just not nearly what it was, even like 10 years ago. It feels like there's so much more awareness and people speaking out about their struggles and stuff like that.
I feel like it also has to do with us being man, like, I don't know, I would just speak for myself, but I was told like, hey man, hold your feelings, you're a man, like boys don't cry, and if they do, go cry in the corner and then just man up and come back.
Right.
And I was not used to explaining my emotions and stuff, so I feel like I'm kind of happy with this generation. Yes, our old generation considers this new generation like wimps, like, oh, you're just crybabies, you're gonna cry all day. And I can see like the pros and cons to it, I'm like, I think it's normal and I think it's healthy to cry, and I think it's healthy to tell a friend, hey man, like, you actually feel like crap, you know what I'm saying? Instead of like us, like, well, at least for me, hey man up, you just gotta be tough. So I'm happy with this new generation. They're being more open,
right?
And to just anything, just like, hey, he's dealing with depression, let's talk about it. It wasn't like, well, at least for me, it wasn't like that back then. It was like, yo, you're dealing with depression, oh, you better deal with that. Or they just didn't believe that you were dealing with that.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I definitely feel like I see a lot of differences between some of the kind of younger generations, I mean, I don't know, like when I was a teenager and stuff like that, sort of growing up, it was like, I don't know, I just felt like it was like not cool to be sober, you know what I mean? Like, and I mean, I see that, these days it's like, man, it's, being sober is almost like fucking cool thing to do. Yeah, the cool thing to do. And, and that was something that sort of blew me away. I mean, because you know how it is, like with exploring and stuff, it's like, a lot of the guys, and girls that are into this stuff, sometimes they're like, younger or whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of tend to be sometimes. But one of the things that I noticed was that part of my life that when I started exploring and shooting, like, I mean, for the most part, like I never saw people like smoking weed or if like anything, maybe somebody was like smoking a little bit, but there was like, nobody was like talking about drugs. Nobody was doing drugs. We're out exploring, you know what I mean? And it seemed like this just totally like kind of pure, kind of really like innocent thing, Well,
did you ever like question like, how do you get this creativity without smoking pot?
Oh yeah, man. I bought into that for the longest, you know what I mean? That like, these different things are helping me be creative with music and stuff like that, and realized for myself that was like a complete fallacy, you know what I mean? That it's the opposite for me, you know what I mean? Is that actually inhibits my creativity, you know what I mean? And that I'm more creative, just straight. I think maybe something can be said for like maybe that kind of initial, maybe smoke a little weed or something. But for me, it's like I just get into the routine where I'm doing it every day, that it just kind of cancels out.
I've learned new ways of not using drugs as a cope mechanism in a sense to be creative. You know what I'm saying? I know before I was, a breakdancer, man, I was like on it, just so I can feel alive, more extra alive, breakdance, feel free.
Yeah.
And I kind of brought that up with photography the first couple of years, and it was cool and whatnot. But then I started getting really like more panic attacks, and where I was like, I really need to take care of my health.
Right.
I was like, and my parents were like kind of sad. They're like, man, like, why are you doing this to us and all that? And it's like, so finally, I said, I'm done. I'm done. You know, I think I did what I wanted to do. I don't regret it. I don't, but
Sure.
you know, I learned my lessons. I think I was one of those people that I had to do it just for me to learn.
Yeah.
And I couldn't just, you tell me and then, you know, walk away.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
I'm super hard headed, you know, and always had to sort of learn the hard way, but
which sucks, you know. Sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it does, you know. At the same time, it's like I'm here, you know, where I am at this point in life now, and I wouldn't be here now without these past experiences. So ultimately, sort of grateful for it. You know what I mean? Just sort of kind of a big believer in kind of like you know, there's this I think it's a Latin saying, amor fati.
Dude, I actually had that. I was gonna
What?
Yeah. Yeah, your favorite quote is amor fati, which means love of faith, or more
man.
specifically, love of one's own faith.
Yeah, man, nailed it.
My research, right?
Yeah, hell yeah, that's impressive. Yeah, I mean, just really kind of accepting, you know, kind of where I'm at right now in life. You know what I mean, and like everything in the past has kind of led me to this moment. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
But yeah, you know, I think it's kind of like, I don't know, society in general. You know what I mean? Sort of like talking about the creativity and stuff like that, just sort of like that quick fix. You know what I mean? Take a pill or take something. You know, I was even watching that movie Limitless.
Bro.
The other day, you've seen it, right?
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, man. You know, I saw it when it like first came out, and then I watched it again the other day, and like it really sort of like, you know, I mean, the movie's dope, right?
The movie's sick.
So sick. And you know, it really resonated this time though, because like sort of you know, with some aspects of photography, like especially portrait stuff lately, just been feeling like kind of in a slump, you know what I mean? And just like, I don't know, just
like a roadblock.
yeah, man, the creative block, you know what I mean? And just sort of in finding, you know, having trouble to find the motivation to do certain things like that, you know, and then watching that movie, and it's like, you know, he pops his pill and becomes like hyper focused and all that. I'm like, oh man, that would be, you know,
It's so cool to take,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be like rich or
yeah,
whatever.
right. But it's like that quick fix, right? You know what I mean? Just like take something, and I'm like, man, you know, there's other ways to accomplish these, you know, this kind of motivation. And
It's like success, you know. There's a faster way to get there, but staying there, that's the hard part. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
right.
saying? So if you just work your way up there, staying there is going to be the easiest part because you already know the ins and outs. Instead
Yeah,
of
man.
just skipping it from 1 to 10, instead you actually go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
right.
So that's crazy. You're part of a recovery community?
Yeah, man. Just you know, was introduced to kind of some different programs and stuff like that through one of the treatment places that I went to. You know what I mean? Just kind of for me, you know, yeah, I do see a therapist and stuff like that regularly now. You
That's
know?
good.
Yeah, man.
Everyone, if you're dealing with depression or anxiety, or talk to somebody. Don't feel like you shouldn't. And if you're not comfortable talking to anybody, you know, go get yourself a therapist or go to one of those rehab communities. I'm pretty sure they're free, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, there's meetings and stuff out there that are free. You know, there's a ton of resources out there available. You know what I mean, for people that are looking for that stuff.
Yeah, man. Because you and I are coming from two different worlds, but in the same world of just that itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm grateful that you opened up for this, man. I really am. You know, I know it takes courage. I know it takes guts, especially on, you know, on a podcast where, you know, it's going to be more listeners, not just
Sure.
But I am really, really super grateful. I'm super proud, you know, that you stop, you know. I know it's hard. I know that sometimes we relapse, but I think the cool thing is that we get back, you know, and we just keep fighting, you know, and I'm super proud. I'm happy that you're still alive, to be honest.
Oh, thanks, man.
You know, like, if you're wearing out, whatever, I know who you are. And, dude, you take amazing photos, bro, and you've been killing it. I'm happy that you're killing it, not just in Houston, but just anywhere you go, you know, you're putting Houston on the map as well.
Oh, thanks,
you know?
man.
I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Just thank you, man. Thank you for, I cannot just, you know, say it enough, but thank you for, like, you know, saying your story to us.
Yeah.
And it really encouraged me, you know, just like, hey, man, you can be creative without using any drugs. You can be creative without, like, being in a toxic environment, you can get out of that and you can be creative. Creativity is just like a way of life in a sense. Like I think it becomes escape route in a sense, and it can really change your life in a good, positive way.
Yeah,
if you use it the right way.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, I can't put enough emphasis on that, like how much, kind of like night and day, how much my life has changed for the better, kind of getting sober, the best decision I ever made. I think there might be something to be said about sort of trading one addiction for another when it comes to some of this stuff. But, this is definitely like a healthier way to express myself and, kind of, I don't know, I just get so much, there's so much reward that comes from it. And, the friends that I've made and the places that I've, had the opportunity to travel to, man, just so grateful, you know what I mean? And none of that would have been possible if I was like still in my addiction, so.
No, I'm super proud. If you are dealing with addiction or drug addiction, what are some advice you can give them for that?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of wish I had some, definitely reaching out to somebody, talking to someone, there's meetings, there's like 12-step meetings and stuff specifically for addiction, drug addiction, alcoholism, things like that, and so yeah, there's like, definitely resources out there. But yeah, man, if you're hurting, definitely reach out to somebody and let them know,
Yeah, or you can hit us up on Twitter, on Instagram.
Yeah, absolutely.
We will love to talk to you. I'm really passionate about that. Toast is passionate about that. I'm actually going to be dropping an NFT on my birthday for depression and anxiety people who deal with it,
Nice.
So I'm excited for that project. My first NFT project, and I'm about to mint. But yeah, man, if you're dealing with anything like that, just feel free to reach out to anybody that you feel comfortable with.
Please do if you got any questions about that or need help with something, definitely.
If you don't feel comfortable, there's actually this app on Android and on Apple that you can download for free, and you can actually get a therapist can help you. It's called Sanvello, SANVELLO. It works for it. It really has helped me. This is not a paid promotion, just letting you FYI, but it has really helped me like deal with depression, anxiety. It really keeps you on check. You can actually update it like, hey, today I'm feeling happy, today I'm feeling sad. And then it helps you guide you how to overcome that. So if you don't trust people, that's probably one of the perfect apps to go. It's free. And then if you can actually pay for a licensed therapist there, and they can actually help you. Or you can do what Toast is doing. It's also free, a rehab community where you said it's private for alcohol, right?
I don't want to say that like, rehabs are free or anything like that. I mean, I think there is, ones that you can get into that are that type of situation, but specifically meetings and 12-step meetings and stuff like that are free.
We're gonna call this podcast a little bit short because I think we overwent.
Did we go over how long we've been?
Bro, we're about to hear 2 hours.
Oh no shit! Are you serious? Damn! Wow, got some editing to do there.
Don't worry, it's gonna be an hour for y'all guys. But yeah, we've been here for quite 2 hours. But hey, it was a good conversation.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you, Toast, for coming in. Thank you for taking the initiative to speak on the fun things and the struggles, and letting us know that we're not alone. That we might look happy on the outside, but we're dealing with stuff and we're trying to be the best humans that we can be. Just want to let everyone who's listening, you're not alone. We love you. I love you. Toast loves you. And yeah, man, thank you for tuning in. Please follow us on social media. And if you really are enjoying this podcast, just on Apple Podcasts, give us a 5-star review. And if you're listening from any other platform, just subscribe. And we actually have a YouTube channel. You can look up our Chasing XGS podcast on YouTube. And we actually post videos of the podcast where the guest will have their photos posted on their video while the interview is happening. So hit the subscribe button over there on YouTube. Help us a lot, really does. So man, thank you, Toast. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to Chasing XGS podcast.
Peace.